Come and get started on a new mission, a new direction, a new intention. Welcome to 5.8G Alive at Connections 50 Plus. I am Terri-Ann Joseph Brathwaite.
And I am Jennifer Gibbons Joseph, catering to all your prospects in the third act of life.
Economic well-being, social gratification, personal fulfillment.
Join us on Wednesday at 6 p.m. on Connections 50 Plus Facebook page, YouTube channel,
and on Gael the Caribbean.
Hello everyone. Good evening. Jennifer just reminded me it's 6 o'clock, so I have to say good evening. Good evening. It is Wednesday, 22nd of December. There are 3 more days for the big day. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. I am Terri-Ann Joseph Brathwaite, one of the co-creators of Connections 50 Plus.
Yes. I am Jennifer Gibbons Joseph, the other co-creator. Terri-Ann, I'm doing great. I love Christmas. So, and I must have seen you in red. You say like Santa Claus. So I told her I'm the Christmas tree. the green. I decided to do green. So I'm the Christmas tree and she's the Santa Claus. Yeah, but no, I really look forward to this. Puts me in a great spirit despite all that may be happening. I am really in that great mood.
Nice. So Jennifer, what are you doing for Christmas? Let's get a sense. Let's chat a bit about what we're doing for Christmas. What are your plans?
Well, let me tell you what I'm doing. Plans has really, scaled down a lot for me. And that's because, as you know, I'm focusing on the Sage Marketplace. I've been really focusing on that. I'm focusing on moving, so I don't want to have the place, do too much. So what I have done, Terri-Ann, for me, Christmas, I must see lights when I come home, I like my string of lights. Normally I will have the Christmas tree, but I said because I scaled down and my plans to move, I didn't put up a Christmas tree, but I have a nice bamboo plant.
Yeah.
Oh, I decorated it. I love that, decorated all over the blind. So decoration is a must for me for Christmas. But I like the idea of you putting the Christmas tablecloth, because the table too have to look like Christmas. So you set up the nice, the tablecloth. I tend to be very traditional with the red and green and not the modern colors that they use for Christmas now. So my lights red, my tablecloth red and green, my bed red spread. So as you walk in the house, you see a lot of red.
You're ready for Christmas.
Christmas. I bought a new wreath. So the wreath is red and gold. But I feel good. It puts me in that nice mood. I feel happy about it. Yeah.
No, Christmas is Christmas, no matter what. No matter what. I mean, you know me, I make a real big kankatang about.
Yes.
I make a kankatang about September to March, and December is more kankatang than any kankatang. So, no, what did we say last year? No mingpeling thing.
Yeah.
But I realized,
you love a spread. It has to be a big spread.
I realized that this year, with all that is going on, I am subdued, but in some ways, I'm still very, very elaborate. I have to give a joke. Remember last year, I made a Christmas tree and I hung it up, and I think we featured it. You could probably find a picture of my Christmas tree. Well, Jennifer never took it down. It stayed up all year. I unplugged the light.
In the house, or you shifted to the other corner?
In the house, hanging up on the wall. It was there all year. And last week, I plugged in the lights to see if it was still working. I was like, the Christmas tree lights up.
So you're not changing the decorations on it?
The thing about it is that I put up my creche, and my Christmas tree got lit, and I put up I'm very big on the symbols, the Christmas symbols. So I have my creche, I have my statues of the Holy Family, and so those things are there. And I did a lot of work on my garden. And one thing about my house is that you could see outside. So to me, Christmas is in the garden, so you see outside. But the real deal for me is really, in the kitchen where I have to do my tank. So I made a schedule because I've got to spend Christmas morning with my parents, and in the afternoon the family is coming over. Everyone is vaccinated and boosted. It's a safe zone. So I made this roster for me to every day I'm doing something. So today I was seasoning meat. So I had my pork leg and I deboned the pork leg and I seasoned it, and I put out the ham and the turkey to thaw, and I seasoned the chicken, and for lunch I cooked oxtail and pigeon peas with mashed potato. So
excuse me.
Cooking is my therapy, people. I just love to do it.
know.
Don't ask me to do it. Huh? If you ask me to do it, I will not do it. So I think I'm starting to get the vibe of Christmas, even though and in the background of my mind, there are lots of very sobering things. I'm going to bring my parents up for Christmas. We're going to try and find a way to do it. Some people who are close to me have passed today, and it's reminding me that we're in this beautiful month that I love, and I'm having a wonderful time while, so half your mind is reflecting, but it's Christmas, and I will celebrate Christmas. And I will have my hototo food put out.
Actually, what I recalled a couple of years ago, my neighbor who has passed since, similar to you in the cooking. She made, loved it. So I would just let her do everything for me and just give me the cost after, because I can't compete with her cooking, and she loved it. So you find, and she enjoyed that on Christmas morning to bring me the whole tray with everything on it. The ham sliced, the full works. So she prepared that breakfast, and not just for me and my daughters also. So we will sit and have that big breakfast. And then she loved the idea after coming with the basket with all the other things, because she would take the ham for me. She did the pork, every single thing. I loved it. So that went on for years until I really missed her. And since then, I just order from the people who does it best.
I can't remember the last time I bought a gift for anybody for Christmas. Food is my gift. You come to my house and from morning to night and eat whatever you want. You will not bust my pot. I cannot remember the last time I bought gifts and wrap and put on the tree. I really can't remember the last time I did that.
We as a family would do exchange of gifts, but as we got older and we had the teenagers, and then you don't know what to buy for them, etc. So all we do now is buy for the young ones. So we no longer have that exchange of gifts tradition. But that used to be nice. But as I said, as Terri-Ann got older, and they say, that tradition just died on that. So I did buy gifts to the young ones.
I think, one of the things I think it's my role in the family. And, we were talking about that as our lives in this generation is different. We are living further away. We are living in different countries. We have, as we get older, the families splinter off, and it's now no longer everybody living in the same town or village and so on. And you really have to, as a family, make a decision at some time during the year, whether it is Christmas, Easter, August holidays, Carnival, whenever it is, I think it's important that families make a decision, whether it is every year or every 2 years or even every 5 years, depending on how far flung the family is. there must be a gathering. Just like everyone is coming for your mom's 100th birthday.
Yeah,
I think
agree
it
with
is
that.
so important to have a rule. We must gather, because you lose something when you don't.
You know, we grew up with as a family, even after I got married with the children, every single Sunday, Terri-Ann, every Sunday, we all will go down by my parents and hang, you know, for the evening for some time. And again, if you don't hold on to certain traditions, you would just miss that connection,
Yeah.
you know? And now, especially at this time with the pandemic, people recognizing how important it is to have that close connection to family. What I do, we celebrate birthdays, you know, so we come together, at least whether it's a dinner, like whatever, but we
Yeah.
celebrate birthdays. You
There
know, we try,
must
of
be a
course, to
gathering.
remain like a Christmas time, but we tend to make it like definitely
Yeah.
for birthdays. Yeah.
And Christmas is difficult, I understand, because sometimes families have their own traditions, and especially as they get older and marriages happen and partnerships
Yeah,
happen.
yeah.
But I really feel strongly that at some point, every family must have a family rule. And when we talk family, we talk about those people who are close to you and who you love.
Yeah.
You must get together. You must, by birthday, holiday, wherever it is, get together. Gather the tribe.
Yeah, and chat.
And let people know where they are. Because I think one of the things that COVID has brought out is that how very quickly we can become alone. If you've been exposed to someone with COVID, you're suddenly in quarantine and by yourself.
Yes.
And
yes.
that's the people who have to deal with that at this point in time, you know, and if you don't regularly stay in touch with family, even if it is on Zoom or Teams or whatever it is, you can't survive. You can't survive.
It is a difficult time, and Terri-Ann, we spoke about that, how important it is to reach out. And I saw a post from a friend today talking about that during this Christmas time, yes, we're celebrating, but have so many families can't celebrate. And I must say, I received, like you, news today about a very good friend who passed this morning. And we are very close as family friends. And I was thinking of at this time, just days before Christmas, to have a death in your family, that is really, you know. So, and if you don't have other siblings or people around you at that time, it could be very, very, you know, hard. So yeah.
And Jen, on the opposite side of that, I have to take some time and I have to send a greeting to a very special lady. Now, we are the 5.8G crew. And one of our biggest fans, she looks at this show every single week. Mrs. Rita Francis, how are you, Auntie Rita? happy 93rd birthday. Yesterday you celebrated your birthday, and I know you had a great day. And the thing about it is Rita's daughter, my good friend Judith, gets reports on what happened on the show from her mother. Judith is in her 60s, but her mother, Rita, tells her about the show. So I really am thrilled to, I hope I will see you sometime over the period. And you know, she's one of those stalwarts. You grew up in the neighborhood, your family neighborhood. And Rita, God's richest blessings to you. And I know you're going like Jennifer's mom, Dora. We'll see you for your centenarian. So happy birthday, Rita.
Happy birthday, Rita. Yes.
Yes. So we are.
The 17th was my sister's birthday too, Kathleen. She celebrated her birthday. So, well, I said happy birthday on that day. But
Yeah.
on the show, let me say happy birthday to you too, Kathleen.
Beautiful, beautiful. So, Jennifer, Christmas is here, and this is a different Christmas. This is a Christmas after. Just now, you're wondering if 2020 was worse than 2021.
Yeah, I couldn't
Yes,
remember
it
because
was.
so much happened this year.
Last year, we had no vaccine. 2020 had deaths. Think New York, think London, think Italy. The days.
India, remember what was
India.
happening? Yeah, all those.
Think all of the tragedy and no solution in sight, no vaccines. Think Brazil, think even us in the Caribbean. 2021 was a year when we had a vaccine, but we quarreling about whether we should take the vaccine or not. And I think we had the repercussions of the economic downturn of people trying to build back their lives in 2021. I think 2021 is still struggling to recover. In 2020, it was all. So I think in this Christmas season, while we are celebrating, and we could never not celebrate Christmas, that is sacrilege. I don't care how bad it is, we celebrate it. We cooking a pork leg. But the thing about it is, even as we do Christmas, and Jennifer, we started talking over the last couple of weeks about even our own journeys. We are getting to 2022, and both of us are seeing life from different angles and being turned upside down and inside out. And while we celebrate for Christmas, the celebrations are a bit different because life in 2022 is going to be really, really different. Yeah. So when we come back, we are going to be talking a lot about some of the experiences and how things that are happening now are setting up for next year. And I believe that there are many things that we will be discussing that will help us to change some of our narratives and have a better 2022. So, Jen, we are in tune. And I know I got a lot of feedback last week from the discussion, because previously we did yours and then last week we did mine. And we realized that many people are battling with themselves and with family about being true to yourself and what to do with mommy and what to do with daddy and what should be done with me and what should be done with whoever it is. And one of the things, Jennifer, in the midst of all that I at one point I was torn in terms of what am I going to do for Christmas? What am I going to do for Christmas? Am I going to not have my Christmas as I wanted and sacrifice it and go down south or whatever it is? And I decided that I'm having Christmas. I'm not sacrificing Christmas. And we're going to try to get my parents here. And I'm going to celebrate Christmas. I don't care what is happening, but it won't stop Christmas.
That helps, Terri-Ann. I know there are maybe in the audience listening to us that may not believe in Christmas, etc. But what I would say is, it's good to have things that you love, the celebration. It helps change the mood because we are really, if you don't celebrate something to enjoy life, this pandemic, what's happening is such a strong force, such a strong negative force that, every day the news and the numbers rising and you're hearing all sorts of negative feedback. You need to find, just as how, it's recommended to find a little sanctuary in your house to relax or meditate. It's the same thing when you celebrate. After that celebration, you feel good and say, okay, I can deal with whatever challenge is coming again. So I totally agree with this celebration, at this time, because there are many challenges. And when you are happy and spread that happiness and love to others, it makes a difference. If I am down and a friend call me upbeat, getting good news and all that, it changes my mood.
Absolutely.
So yeah.
So I really do. I know that many of you are struggling in different ways. And we're not talking about the money part now. We're talking about the emotional aloneness, and loneliness is a big, big deal. Fearful about parents. There's so many families that have gone down with COVID, and parents who are vulnerable, and you're wondering what and if, and the news is all, it could be very discouraging and frightening. But I really do think that, notwithstanding, if you are alive, there's so many people that we have to think, if we are alive and we are still standing, you have all kinds of things going around. I really want to encourage you all. It's okay to think about you a little bit. It's okay, because if you don't think about you, everybody will be gloomy, gloomy, gloomy. So
I'm telling you, it
think
is,
about
and you don't want that.
Bring them
And
along with you. Yeah.
And Terri-Ann, also to be very conscious of our language when we speak. And we said this again in one of our shows. And Terri-Ann, you always say when we chat that you don't know who is listening and who we're going to affect. And the feedback we got, I got a lot of feedback today. A friend, and she's probably listening right now, in the grocery today, told me she enjoyed the show. She loved the sharing, and a lot that we talk about is so real, but you have nobody to share it with.
Yeah.
And sometimes you may feel you're alone in this thing. And it was so funny. And then last week I started sharing the story with a friend who called me to tell me about the old clothes that his wife wanted him to get rid of, and he's not getting rid of that. And then another friend called and said, you know, Jennifer, you're so real, because to really talk about what you're going through, and to say, look, you could be still happy, although you may not have, things that you had before, etc. It really helps to have a friend to talk to. And what we are doing here, we are your friend.
Yeah.
We are your friends, and helping you to deal with that, as you say, aloneness at home. And Terri-Ann, I want to mention something here, which these are facts, huh? And when you spoke about your parents and sharing your story and sharing how you're dealing with it, we mentioned that you're taking care of yourself. And I did mention, we didn't discuss it much, but I mentioned also you have to put things in place, especially for the caregivers, in case you should go before that person you're taking care of. And Terri-Ann, last week, a friend of the family, he I would say, I think he probably just over 60, very strong in the eyes, doing things. And he was taking care of his mom for years, and she's more bedridden. And he got COVID and he died. And the question was, what's going to happen to his mother? Because he was strong. If you have to make a list of people, he wasn't going to be on the list. But these things happen. And I know, and I recall, I always talk about that because my brother died in an accident, and I was saying, hey, this is serious. So again, Terri-Ann, that I say, I have to bring it up again to remind those who, especially the caregivers, and you may be the only one there with your mom or your dad or other sibling, and sometimes it's just two siblings. It's just they're living together. That you need to be open, you need to really discuss and put things in place. Terri-Ann, you spoke about a lawyer,
A lawyer
making
and
sure
an
you talk to
accountant.
an
Somebody to
accountant.
sort out the money and somebody to sort out
Literally,
the Hello?
somebody listening might say, I can't afford a lawyer or accountant.
Yes,
But
you
you
can
can
legally.
go out and get, yeah, you can get that information. It's
That's
so
different.
important because let me just share this quickly. In the event, and let me use that scenario, and I use any scenario, not knowing the real situation, okay? But in the event that the caregiver, let's say in the case of a son taking care of his mom, and the son dies and have nothing in place, meaning that nobody can go to the bank, he has nobody there joint on the bank account, nobody can do anything. And when I say nobody, whether he has other sibling or the mother is bedridden, can't do anything, then do you know something? All that money, Terri-Ann, remains in whatever financial institution until somebody could get that papers of administration and all that to access that money. So you know in the interim, who's going to be taking care of your parent or sibling that is with you. And sometimes it take years, and guess what happening with that money? And if what you have is less than the lawyer's fee, people will say, well, it don't make sense, you know, and you just leave it alone. So I'm just sharing this. I mean, this is Christmas, we celebrate it, but we really have to be aware that is the other aspect of life that we want to continue celebrating. But when you don't put things in place, it's difficult to celebrate because you're going to be just worried. Yeah. And that happened. And the talk was what going to happen to his mother. And my thing is, listen, I wonder if he ever thought of that going. She'll
become a ward of the state. That's what will happen to her. And that's not
so. And you said it last week, Terri-Ann. We have to start to think what we want for ourselves. How are we putting in things in place for us? And then we will know, well, okay, things in place for us. And as a result, whoever we are taking care, who are our dependents, we know we would have prepared for them. That I really feel going into, and not feel, but I recommend going into 2022 that you all should really take an inventory of your situation and start, get that lawyer, get that accountant, get that good friend.
Not the one who will stay under the table, pull you under the table and leave you under the table.
One who you could trust and understand. Because, you know, Terri-Ann, that friends will tell you, girl, man, what are you talking about? We only talking about debt. This is no time to talk. We're not talking debt. We're talking preparation.
We're talking living happily and comfortably. That's what we're talking about.
Yeah. So for those who haven't done it, my advice, make a commitment for 2022. You start now, by the way. You don't reach 2022 and do it in December. So if you haven't done it before, start putting things in place to secure yourself and your loved ones.
Yeah. Absolutely. Secure yourself first. Put on your oxygen mask. Yeah. Is your oxygen mask on? And is it fitting properly? Have you checked the oxygen line? Have you checked if it's kinked and dry rotted? Put on, check your oxygen levels. Can you survive? And if something happens to you, can that oxygen supply be passed on to someone else? And that's not a issue, it's facts.
Other thing they think about, they will say to you is that, oh, we have no money. We can't put things in place. This is not about money. You set up a plan, you know, and you will realize that with that, you will see where, because you're living right now. You have to live with something.
Let me tell you some of the things that you could put in place without money. You could make an arrangement with a nearby shop that if something happens to you temporarily, your loved ones can go and get their food or whatever it is. They could buy things. You could make arrangements with a pharmacy so that they are aware of what is going on and you can have a little deposit so that you have a little medications don't discontinue. If your senior is on CEDAP or something like that, put the prescription in a pharmacy near there, and at least let them know 2 or 3 people who could come and pick up the prescription whenever it is required. Find somebody who is around and do joint groceries with them so that when they cook some food, they can carry some food over. You don't need money to live. You have to go to the tribe. You have to go to the tribe and stop being afraid to let people know what the situation is. They know, they look at, they see it.
You know, Terri-Ann, you're quite right.
Stop it.
You know, the drugstores, the groceries, especially those, your corner grocery and your corner drugstores.
Leave some money there.
It's
Leave
relationship
like
building.
credits.
Yeah,
Build
you
credit.
pay forward, and you have it there. That's what you do.
Yes.
And it's small amounts you're paying at a time. Huh?
Exactly.
No?
And this other thing, one of the things that it is, there are many, and what I have found is there are many seniors. You can, we talk about getting someone to live with you and stuff like that. There are many able-bodied seniors who would be happy to live with your parents and help with housekeeping and stuff like that, and you can get them at very reasonable rates. Very, very reasonable rates.
Terri-Ann, it's about trust and it's about changing mindset. I think number 1 on your list is changing mindset, because we still think some people say, oh, I can't trust nobody in my house, or they're not willing is to give in a bit. This is what they have been doing for umpteen years, so nobody ain't coming now to tell them what to do and things like that. So we have to change your mindset. And yes, you put in checks and balances in place. You ain't going and just take somebody from the road. But I would say it's discussion from now. You need to have the discussion.
And I will say something, Jack. We often say, I'm putting anybody in my house because we swear they're going to teeth. We swear they're going to teeth. I want everybody to sit down in your mother's house or your father's house or even your house. Look around. What is there to steal? If you have something that is so valuable, move it. Move it. I will guarantee you don't have a lot of stuff to move. So you have to live. You want to be able to be free, to still have time to do what you want to do. So if you don't trust and you think somebody's going to come into your house and steal, hello, get online banking. You don't have to have cash for anything. All right, take the jewelry out. You see the teapot set that you think is so precious. Nobody wants it. They don't use teapot and thing again, and the fine china and all of that. So sometimes when we think of, and if they're going to steal food, bless their heart, they're real hungry. So it's got to feed somebody. And
You
don't let
really
people
have
steal
to-
food, give them food. So
Look at this personal situation, but we have to make these decisions. And as I said, I always advocate, Terri-Ann, to have a family meeting to discuss these things. These are not, this type of conversation is not normally had by families or even among friends, because you don't want your friends to know your business. But find some people who you could trust. Find at least one friend who you could trust, and share.
for those who have no friend and no family and can't trust them, because I know you are out there, you have no friend, you have no family, you trust nobody. Make a plan for yourself. You sit down and you make a plan, put things in place, effective. That's all. Don't leave life to take over and then get a mess. Because Jennifer, we know some people just can't talk, but make your own plan and put it in place. But do not let 2020 and 2021 COVID, unemployment, whatever is going on, do not let it steal your joy. Don't. Fix your life. Make a plan. It's Christmas. Great.
It's a great time to plan, this Christmas time, in a good mood. So, you know, you can put things down and really say, well, yes, this is my commitment for 2022.
So that's in tune. Tune up yourself and be joyful. See you around the next time. So we tuned up, Jennifer. We tuned up emotionally, psychologically. Our tribe is intact.
Yep.
Now we have to go to money. I have to come back. Now, we talked about Jennifer's business, the Sage Marketplace and stuff like that. And Jennifer, for a while, I don't want us to focus on the Sage Marketplace and what you're selling. But what I want to focus on in this Dalasani is how you have shown what we talk about. People tend to believe that, oh, I can't do this and I can't start this business and I need this and I need that. And I have looked at you in a matter of a month, defy all kinds of odds to have today an online marketplace. And I think, Jennifer, that the story of what you have been through and what you have done to put yourself in a position to ensure that your economic survival is maintained as we go forward into uncertainty. I want you to describe your last week to our viewers.
Terri-Ann, I would say one, and I read actually, I was reading an article today. And the same one, I've been reading a lot on the online business, and someone was saying, they promoting, of course, a course, and was saying it is not easy. I always start by saying mindset is so important. So for me, in this last week or two, I am very strong-willed. I am a very determined person. I like to see things done, and I'm an action person. I do not procrastinate, okay? So for those who like to procrastinate in business, you just have to move forward. So for the last 2 weeks, it's a bit disappointed because I really had planned to launch on the 1st of December. But like in everything else, it had the challenges. And one of the main challenges, well, we had two main challenges. One was making sure I get the right factory or seamstress to sew things to a high standard, my standard very high. So that was a challenge. But when I got the person or got the factory to do the garments to me, my next challenge was putting it online. Because, and those in the 5.8G group, the complaint is always, oh God, this online thing is for the young people. You know, anything with technology, we say is for the young people. And Terri and I have two friends right now who for the last 2 years, setting up business, have to be online. And the reason why they have the business off the ground is because to hire expert to set up your business online is a cost, because that is a skill that you have to pay for. So I decided to read and then of my own course, YouTuber.
Because you didn't have no money.
Yeah, well, I have to start in determination. I know I'm setting up the business. I want to set it up right, and it's an online business. So I read up all the things. What I didn't understand, of course, I started with a Facebook that I got someone to do a 1 hour. I could have only paid for 1 hour, but I read so much before that I knew, I wrote down exactly what I didn't understand because I was trying out. And what was frustrating me, I wrote down. So I thought I could hire her for an hour to go through what need to be done. That was well worth it. That 1 hour, couldn't go beyond. And that wasn't much. So that really got me all excited. Online is pure technology, yeah? And I am working from not the real high-end computer or high-end phone. Again, you have to use what you have. You have to use what you have. So I'm not buying my computer, I'm blessing it because it can't afford to go back. But Terri-Ann, I must say, I went with faith because I know it had to be done. Listen, it had to be done. Hours. Because of my business, Terri-Ann, I had to do a lot of cataloging, meaning each item has to be cataloged. I read, I learned, and I took my time. And when I thought I had it right and I finished, this is about 40 comments. I realized when I thought it, and I tried the link, it didn't work. Man. I say, see that? Whole day, I'm not answering the phone. I changed my mind about going out, my focus, because I knew I already had a delay and I cannot afford to bring in a professional to do it for me. I can do it. This is my business. This is my business. I know what I want. I know the look and the professionalism, etc. So it takes time, it takes determination and a mindset. And Terri-Ann, I did it. Listen to me. I redid it. I stayed up. Let me tell you. It's like when you're studying for exams, you're doing your degree or whatever, but you're studying. Terri-Ann, I stayed up 2 nights. I'm not, by the way, I go in my bed very.
She's a fall.
I stayed up when I see the time. 12:30 and I am there on the computer, my head going, and I say, I'm not finishing until I get it right. 4 o'clock, because I can't sleep now. I can't sleep, it's on my mind because I go by deadlines, by the way. I set deadlines. So I said, Christmas is not coming. I was to start on the 1st. No, 2 weeks gone, I started. So yeah, I set deadlines. So by 12:30 in my bed, 4 o'clock I'm up. I can't sleep because I have to finish. And I did that. I will say about 3 days straight. Not every day I went, about 2 nights I did it 12:30. But every morning it was at 4 o'clock. And I am happy, Terri-Ann, at the end of it, I got it right. I got it right. And I would have saved, I don't know, the technician, that's a lot of money. It would have been a lot of money. And let me tell you too, it's not just the money. That may be one set to pay, but continuously, because when you're in this type of business and you're doing products and you have to keep promoting and marketing, it means when you hire a professional at the beginning and you don't know anything about that technology and online, and you have to put anything on, that's a cost. You have to keep them as you have to retain them. So you have to pay them as a retainer, pay a retaining, fee. And Terri-Ann, that is what I believe has deterred. And I said, I have 2 friends in that situation because they are looking at the cost. And in any business, if it's not profitable and you don't just get into business and you're seeing profit immediately. So I would recommend the 5.8G group. Don't be afraid of technology. Don't sit back and say you can't start your business because you don't know how to do things online. And we start with the negative first. I don't. I start with the positive. I am seeing a successful business in front of me. And I'm doing everything me. I can't hire nobody. And let me give you that joke if my daughter's listening. Because they're young and I think they know everything. So I called and I said, listen, how do you do so and so? And they say, Mommy, this is not my thing, when we online, it's not setting up a business and catalog it. Just Google it. So I called my other daughter and I said, Sheila, easier to deal with. And I say, so and so. She said, you have money to hire a professional. I have someone who could help you. I can't do it. She said, Google it. So both of them are here and Google it. Check it out. It takes time. It don't just happen. And I think they're being harsh to me to face the reality and say, you know what? Google it. Go YouTube.
Yes.
And I did that. And I must admit, Terri-Ann, seriously, at this time, you can find all information. And I'm not going with the false information and all that. I'm talking about real technology here. You can find it. And let me tell you, step by step. And let me give you one more joke. So I'm looking and I'm checking, because if I find, it's come like when you have a teacher, not everybody could teach you. Some people use different systems and methods. So that was me on YouTube. As I click, and the person started saying nada, and I can't relate to that person. Click. So I saw one and I find, looking, I like the steps. I click. The guy, of course, real foreign. Accent and everything. I couldn't understand a thing. But do you know something? Because of how his slides, with the steps I step, I didn't need to, I was able to follow because I have your computer on one side and I was able, that was my best tutorial. One who couldn't speak English properly, but how he showed his slides and things was great. So yes, people, 5.8G, we can do it. You can do it. Don't be afraid of technology. Be prepared, of course. You're gonna get a little frustrated, but it takes time and it's your business.
Be prepared, I must sneeze. Yes, be prepared, of course. Say be prepared.
Yeah. So be prepared, because you know what? This is your business you want to set up, and don't let anybody tell you that you can't do it. You know, don't be afraid if you don't have any money. Yeah, we can do it, Terri-Ann. I am so proud, and listen to me. Of course, I tested a Terri-Ann. So I send link, I send everything. And don't be afraid. I don't think of criticism, but be open, be open-minded. You know, so I send a test and I say, well, okay, if she don't like it, I am willing to change, you know. So test on your friends and family. And Terri-Ann, I'm proud to say I launched.
Exactly. And you know, Jennifer, the thing about it is, and what stops people, we stop ourselves. Yeah. You're using the word mindset, and I want to take that in a different dimension. We make all kind of excuse to hide behind. We drag out all kind of old stories from all kind of this one and that one, and I ain't trust and I can't do, and you declare things that are hard that you haven't even tried.
Yep.
So you make all kinds of excuses for yourself to stay in a place that you don't like. That's bottom line, and you sum it up in mindset. But what I love about seeing what you've done, and I mean, I was totally preoccupied with my own worries. So in this case, you started a business, and I was not a part of this at all. So I know after Nika and Zara tell you, you're, as the people say, catching your tail. But the point is that, yes, you say, people say, I have money and I don't have money and I have to get. You can just start and stop making excuses. I don't care if you're selling sweetie and tell them. You have to go online and do it digitally.
Oh, yeah.
The days of putting a tray in front of your house don't work because nobody going out, everybody online.
Yeah.
And all of the tools are there. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, a website, those are your friends, and all of them. There is a tutorial for you on YouTube to learn how to do it in a way that you can do it. You, Jennifer, faced a financial crisis. You had to sit down, scratch your head and say, what on earth am I going to do? And you started and you did it. And I just get too many of us moan grown and I can't do this and I can't do that, and you're waiting for somebody to come and help you. You're waiting. Stand up on your own 2 feet. If somebody comes, great. Just as I say for myself, I'm going to be happy. I'm in the middle of all kinds of personal crises, people that I love dearly. I'm looking at death in the face. I had a death this morning. All kinds of things are happening. But the fact of the matter is, Terri-Ann is in the middle of it, and Terri-Ann has to continue. And a lot of us, Jennifer, need to understand that we were born with ourselves. We could stand on our own 2 feet. And if something wrong with your feet could be metaphorical in your brain while you sit and stand on your feet. And I just love the fact that you put your shoulder to the wheel, you found the solutions, and you succeeded. And you have your stuff. And you know what is great about it, Jen? When you do things that this is when you really get ownership and growth, because nobody can take that from you. No.
You really learn about the business.
And but that is what is required. Put your shoulder to the wheel. Don't be afraid. Stop being afraid. It's not.
I read that. And you have to understand the market you're in. You know, the feedback when I told, I sent around letting them know this is what I'm doing, and you will hear at this time people don't have money, and what if you end up with all these things on your hands? All the negatives. The thing about it, when you believe, I believe anything you have, if you believe in what you're doing, it's gonna work, The other thing is the expectations. Sometimes people expect overnight success, and it don't work so. And if you are happy with what you're doing, you don't get frustrated about or that it will remove. I would say it will remove that fear when you're happy about something.
And Jennifer, the other thing, like the other side to that is, yes, people will believe, but a lot of people think that when I start, I have to start with 1,000.
Yeah.
Start with one. Make one. Make one cake and cut it into 10 slices. Make 2 mittens and carry it and sell 2 at a time. Just get out there and start. That's the point. A lot of people think that if I have a business is big.
Yep.
No. You just get it done. And I have to say, Jennifer, I am most proud of the effort that I saw you put in to create this new thing. I mean, the outcome, it could change. It could become whatever.
Yeah, and that is what is nice.
You want to do something else. But the fact that you put down and you did it, you created it, you don't have money and you learned it yourself. And for myself, I'm very proud of the fact that in spite of everything, I am not losing me. You are not getting me going down into any sinkhole. I am not. I am happy.
You're doing what you're.
And I think that is the essence.
You find the things that make you happy. You really, really enjoy that. Like for me, finding this, I love the idea of doing clothes because Terri-Ann, in the early days, I did that. Yeah. I love still interacting with people because we are doing what we're doing here, So it's just I am continuing interacting and it's still dealing with the 5.8G group.
Exactly.
Well, I'm young at heart, you're young at heart, but it's the same 5.8G group I'm dealing with. Yeah.
But we have our 5.8G people. You've got to take control. Stop making excuses. It's not fear. It's just excuses. Part of it is fear. Let me be fair to you. Part of it is fear. Part of it is laziness. There, I said it. Part of it is laziness. And part of it is being too concerned about others and not wanting to fail or appear to not succeed. And all you're doing is playing that crowd that keeping you under the table wherever they are. But
And let me say this, Terri-Ann, to our listeners, that those who still they're interested, give us a call. Let us set up an appointment. We have the programs. We have an individual. You could do one-on-one, an entrepreneurship coach. We would help you to set up. And now, hey, I can help you online. I could tell you how to catalog and what to do. So yeah, give us a call and let us help you set it up, because prepare for 2022.
That's it. So, you're being dollar savvy. Get started. So, Jennifer, we're back to Christmas. And
Yeah,
when we
you know
meet
what
again, it will be after Christmas.
no, again, we're gonna do a little pop-up like we did last year. We pop up Christmas Day to wish you Merry Christmas.
Yeah.
So this is not it. Enjoy the season, but definitely we'll do a pop-up on Christmas Day just to say hi, how you doing, and make sure you all are very happy. Drinking sorrel, ginger beer,
Wine.
Terri-Ann,
Wine.
wine, the ham, the turkey, the pork, the pastel,
Pigeon peas.
all the goodies,
I have the whole
all the food on the table.
worksheets, but the whole menu and what is being done every day.
Eh?
Going to be
Listen
fun.
to me. While she's doing that, I'm not doing a thing.
We celebrate differently, but that's okay.
I order stuff and I just looking forward to have a nice, relaxing day. You know?
So, people, this has been fun. Have a beautiful, blessed Christmas. Let's remember the reason for this season.
Christmas. Yeah.
Birth of Christ. It's the reason for this season. And the beautiful thing about us in the Caribbean is we have all kinds of celebrations to celebrate every single thing. But Christmas is the time for us Christians to celebrate our Savior's birth and all the love and peace and joy that the season brings. So,
And spread that love and be charitable, you know? Yeah.
have a great Christmas.
Enjoy.
We see you next week. Merry Christmas.
Bye.
Hi, all you beautiful people over 50. Here's an offer designed just for you. 50 Plus Tribe. You are not going to live the rest of your lives. You are now going to live the best of your lives. Up your game plan and make an entrepreneurial stance while maximizing your holistic wellness. Connections 50 Plus offers a life transition and self-care individual coaching program that can put that pep in your step. We can work together to ensure that you take action now and explore new possibilities to become the best version of yourselves in the pre-that stage. Connections 50 Plus Life Transition and Self-Care Individual Coaching Program is the modern approach to staying relevant and forward-thinking. Call us at 868-685-8834 or 868-682-9202 or connect with us at connections50plus.com. 50 Plus Tribe, you are enough. Make your golden years fulfilling.
50 Plus Tribe and follow us from Trinidad and Tobago and the Caribbean.
Thank you for joining us on this Connections 50 Plus 5.8G Alive show.
We hope you enjoyed the lively conversation and look forward to seeing you next week.
Don't forget to like our Facebook page and subscribe to our YouTube channel.
We really love getting your feedback. Bye for now.